How you guys doing today? I hope great, because it's going to be a good day. So, rewind again. No using that word, Enrique. No. Stop using the word. Back to my point. Today's going to be a great day. No more using that word. Kicking it to the curb. Out of here. Like I was saying, I gotta work today. It's another work day, weekday for me. Staying busy. I got a lot that I want to talk about today. It's gonna be oriented towards pointing you guys to a podcast, to something that I listen to, and I feel has a lot of potential to change your life, or for you to share with someone that's younger, growing up and getting to a point in their life that they want to start preparing for the future. So young adults coming up, or someone coming out of college, someone at those younger age groups, younger generations. I feel like it would be very knowledgeable for them, and they would pick up a lot from it. Just from listening to it myself, I feel like I learned a lot in that short period of time. There's things that I want to put into play and attempt to do myself. And I'm not taking it away from when I say younger generation. It's never too late is what they always tell me. And so it's what everybody says. Like, it's never too late to reach your first goal, to change your life, to advance, to go in a different direction. As long as you believe in what you're trying to accomplish and you dedicate yourself to attracting that towards you, everything in my heart tells me that you can achieve that and you can accomplish that. And I'm not saying it's going to be easy. It's going to take a lot of hard work and dedication. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But if you want something, if you truly, truly want something in life, you make it work. You make it happen. It's what you do. That's never changed. When you want things, you fight for them. You give it your best shot. You try and try and try. And in some areas, I understand that doesn't quite correlate, or it doesn't quite work, because you can't change another person's mindset. But I mean, when you want something that you want in your life and you want to be a part of your life, you will fight for that. And for your goals is really where I'm pointing this to. This is more of goals that you have for your life. In relationships and all that, put that aside. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the goals that you want to achieve, what you want out of your life. And I feel like this podcast has a lot of real life things that happen, along with some changes that you can implement, or some activities that you can try that I feel will be fulfilling and will allow you to take the first step in that direction. And like the interviewer says, and I'll give you more details later on, she says that it's not about having confidence, because sometimes people with confidence, isn't exactly what you're looking for. It takes courage to do something. So you want to have courage to take that first step, the courage to take that chance, that courage to try something you're afraid. And she puts an emphasis on courage. I just want you guys to stay tuned. I'm going to give you a message later today, but it's going to be more of a point on point, pointing you in a certain direction, and some key points that I picked up from this podcast today, and I'll give you all the details. So, bada bing, bada bang! I hope you guys have a great day.
Continue watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the thumbs up if you like this content, because I love when you hit the thumbs up. It puts a smile on my face. Yeah.
like I said, everybody, today's going to be a little different. A little bit different, a little different flavor. So I'm going to point you in a direction. You can get all the detailed information below. So I'll give you links to where to go to, where to get the resource, what information, the high bullet points. So I was listening to the podcast. I'm a big fan of Tim Ferriss. I'll link all his information below. And he interviewed Debbie Millman, and the podcast name is How to Design a Life, which is linked below. And I just wanted to go over the big key points that I took from it, and how much or how impactful it was. And I just wanted to give you a little quick synopsis. If you want to get all the details, all the nitty gritty, please go to his site, get it on iTunes, wherever you want to get it. Listen to the podcast. She does an amazing job and gives incredible, insightful information. I just wanted to pinpoint a few of the details that I picked up and I feel like people should take away and learn from and put it out there. I'm not trying to be a copyright, anything like that. You want the actual details, go to his site. I just want to give you what I took from it and some of the good that I picked up in a short, quick little synopsis of what it was. So I want to say the most important key fact that I picked up from this, because it kind of relates to how I feel about the law of attraction, is Debbie Millman teaches now, and in her courses she has her students come up with the 10-year plan for a remarkable life, which is an exercise she teaches in her courses. And she learned from another artist that I can't think of his name right now, but if you listen to the podcast, you'll get the details. And the whole point of this exercise with her students is she had to do it when she took a course in college. And it's one of those where you write down your goals for 10 years and you put down every detail with no limits, no ifs, ands. You don't think about it, and you just write down what you want. Nothing is too large, nothing is too small. And you want to pay attention to all the little details and focus on every little aspect and intricate piece of it. And what she explains is that so the students put this effort and take time and put every single detail, and some of them are 2 pages long, some of them are 20 pages long. You just put no limits on it. You write everything that you've ever wanted, what you want to accomplish, what you want out of life. And every year at the beginning of the year, you reread this paper and remind yourself of everything that you dreamed of, that you wanted to accomplish, that you want to have in your life. And she says that students return and are amazed because it's like magic. All these things they wrote down that they wanted, they're getting, they're achieving, and they're accomplishing. And I feel like it closely relates to the law of attraction. If you believe in something, if you keep telling yourself that you're going to get this and you're going to accomplish this, you attract those things to you. So I'm a firm believer in that. She gives a lot more detail on like how to write it, what to put in there, and when to review it, and things like that. And I feel like it's something that I'm going to do. Granted, I'm 28 years old, becoming old as dirt now, but I feel like a 10-year plan for me isn't something out of the window, and I feel like I can accomplish so much more if I write down and I review this every year and continue to remind myself of everything I want to accomplish and what I want to be. Number 2 was more of a saying that she states in there, and I feel like it was a valid statement, and it had a lot to bring and a big emphasis on it, because I feel a lot of us do this as humans. And what Debbie Millman says is, hard decisions are only hard when you're in the process of making them. Once again, hard decisions are only hard when you're in the process of making them, which I feel is like so true, because as humans, we sit there and we keep thinking and overanalyzing and the what if, or but what if I don't do this, and what's going to happen, and you start planning so far ahead of you, you can't even keep up with yourself. Your mind starts spinning and going, and you're putting all these different aspects of, well, if this happens, what if I can't do this, and then this changes this. You overanalyze it that you never make the decision. And the only reason it's harder is because you don't decide one way or another. And I feel like that hit home. There's a lot of things that I've sat here and I go through making lists, pros and cons lists, weighing things on why I should do this, why I shouldn't do this. And sometimes I feel like either way, whatever you decide in then, you're going to figure out how to overcome it and how to deal with it. So that was another one that I really enjoyed and I liked. And the last third point that I'm going to put in, and I felt like this was important because I feel like when we're growing up, we forget that if we truly want things, we have to make a sacrifice. And I feel like we always put in the thought of like, oh, well, maybe in a few years, or maybe later, or maybe next year, and we continue to say that, and we never take the chance to do something, and we continue to second guess ourselves and not just take the chance. And a question that she asked her students, it all relates to students, is what is the most important thing to you? And the reason she asked them this question is because if this is the most important thing to you, getting out of college or whenever it's going to happen, you will do whatever it takes to get it. And I feel like that is true in any circumstance of life. If it is the most important thing to you, and it's something that you control as a person and you can accomplish on your own without needing anybody else, you will do everything in your power to achieve it, to get it, to gain it, to accomplish it. Nothing will hold you back because you're going to put in the work, you're going to grind, you're going to go hard. You will lose sleep over it. You will put in the hours, you will not hang out with friends, you will not go drinking. You put in the work, and that's how you achieve the most important things in your life. And that was the third point that I think was amazing. I'll put the times of where to jump in the podcast below if you want to get more information and get more details. But I feel like these were the 3 key points that I picked up from it. There's a lot of useful information and a lot I gained from it, and a lot that I want to add to my toolkit, to my tools that I have about life and growing and expanding my mindset and moving forward in life. And I feel like this is something that what I'm trying to accomplish and what I'm trying to give back to the world is closely related. And I like some of the things she said, and that's why I want to share this with you guys, which is not my content, but is, at the end of the day, I feel like no one's content is unique to them. Everything is a flavor that gets remixed and translated or given back out in a different format that people enjoy. So I hope you guys like this. If you enjoyed it, hit the thumbs up, and maybe I'll do more informational / synopsis / quick bites from other sources and share them with you on the key points that I picked up from listening to a podcast, reading a book, an article, whatever it might be. So, but that's all I have for you guys today, and hopefully I'll get back to the norm tomorrow. As always, be loving, caring, compassionate, respectful. You don't know what other people are going through each and every day. Some of us have bad days, and we just need that person to make us feel like we're not ghosts. So be that person. Be the change you wish to see in the world. And don't forget to do it each and every day. If you do it each and every day, it becomes a habit. You do it without even thinking about it, and you're changing the world. Even though you think one person can change the world, that is wrong. You can. You can be the difference in a person's life. And if you only change one life, what's wrong with that? So, like I said, do those things every day. I'll catch you again tomorrow.